A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a surprising announcement on Monday, U.S. President Donald Trump declared that he will deploy hundreds of National Guard troops to the streets of Washington, D.C. This move comes as part of a controversial initiative aimed at combating what Trump describes as rampant violent crime in the nation's capital. However, local police data indicates that violent crime has actually decreased significantly this year, raising questions about the necessity of such federal intervention. Speaking to reporters at the White House, Trump characterized Washington, D.C. as a crime-infested hellscape that requires a strong federal response to control bloodthirsty criminals and drugged-out maniacs. He proclaimed, "This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back." The president's rhetoric suggests a belief that the current local law enforcement strategies are inadequate, emphasizing a need for a heavy-handed approach to restore order. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced that approximately 800 National Guardsmen would be deployed this week, with the possibility of more reinforcements in the coming days. Trump has further indicated a willingness to use the U.S. military if he deems it necessary to address what he calls a public safety emergency. Unlike other states, the president holds command over the D.C. National Guard, allowing him to deploy troops without the same constraints faced by state governors. The decision to federalize the Metropolitan Police Department and place it under the control of his administration has sparked significant backlash. Critics argue that this move undermines local governance and disregards the will of D.C. residents, most of whom are Democrats. Legal representatives for Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom are set to meet in court to address Trump's previous unilateral deployment of the California National Guard during civil unrest. Despite these legal challenges, Trump remains resolute, asserting that woke politicians in D.C. have hampered local police efforts in the past. He believes that by placing law enforcement under the authority of Attorney General Pam Bondi, they will be empowered to act decisively against crime. However, data from the D.C. Police Department reveals a 26% reduction in violent crime year-to-date compared to the same period in 2024, with notable declines in sexual abuse, robbery, and assault. Mayor Muriel Bowser has publicly stated that the city is not experiencing a crime spike, highlighting the success of local initiatives that have led to the lowest violent crime rates in 3 decades. In response to Trump's announcement, protests erupted outside the White House, with demonstrators expressing their opposition to what they view as an authoritarian takeover of local police. Activists, including Nene Taylor of Free D.C., emphasized the importance of home rule and vowed to resist federal overreach. While Trump insists that federal intervention is necessary to restore order, local leaders maintain that crime is being effectively managed through established channels. The president's approach reflects a broader strategy that echoes his immigration policies, which have included mass deportations and the deployment of troops against protesters. Trump has vowed to extend this strategy to other cities, including New York and Chicago, suggesting a nationwide crackdown on crime. The unique governance structure of Washington, D.C. allows for greater federal control, with Congress retaining significant authority over the city's budget and operations. Trump's declaration of a beautification campaign for the capital, which includes clearing homeless encampments and improving city infrastructure, has drawn mixed reactions. While some residents welcome the prospect of a cleaner city, others view it as a superficial solution to deeper issues. The president's promise to address homelessness by moving individuals far from the capital raises concerns about the treatment of vulnerable populations. Amidst the controversy, Trump continues to assert that crime in D.C. is ending today, as federal law enforcement agencies ramp up their presence in the district. He has already deployed hundreds of federal agents, including personnel from the FBI, ATF, DEA, and other agencies, in response to recent incidents of violence. As the situation unfolds, the implications of Trump's actions on local governance and community relations remain to be seen. The administration's focus on crime and safety will likely dominate the political landscape in the coming weeks, as both supporters and opponents of the president's policies mobilize to voice their opinions. With the 2024 election on the horizon, Trump's approach to crime in Washington, D.C. may serve as a litmus test for his broader political strategy as he seeks to galvanize his base while navigating the complexities of urban governance and public safety. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.